Well, hello, welcome to my channel, Big Check Energy, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Tiffany. I'm an HR professional, plus a part-time resume writer, plus a part-time notary. This video is going to speak to any of you. It doesn't matter what field you work in, whether you're a notary, not a notary. This is for everyone. And what this video is about is the fact that confidence can do wonders for your career. It can also do wonders for your business. You have to be confident. You have to be confident in everything that you do. Be confident that you are competent to do what you've been asked to do or what you have set forth to do. I've been reading this book lately. I'm not going to get too deep into the book. It's not for everybody, specifically for women who create, whether they're writers, poets, artists, whatever, right? But this book, I am kind of in the beginnings of it still, but I came across a few key phrases or sentences I wanted to share with you all that talks about how that confidence really impacts you as well, and how you have to speak highly of yourself, speak highly of your abilities, and that will help you through your process. So, again, confidence can do wonders for your business or your career, and just for you in general. We just keep that in mind, okay? How we define ourselves with words shapes our actions. Now that one hit for me because, I'm a part-time resume writer. And what I have found is that people don't talk about themselves. They don't boast about the work they've done. People are very much in the habit of being humble. And one of the things that I used to have on my website, it might even still be on there, I used to tell people to leave humble at the door. When you were talking about yourself, what you've accomplished, what you do, what you can do, especially when it comes to landing a new role or being promoted from your current role or speaking of your business, you have to speak confidently of it. And you have to embody that you are successful and that you are competent and capable. You have to do it, because if you don't do it, who else will, right? Think about it. The people who get moved up at work and promoted at work, and there are peers, sometimes when you're being messy and being petty and you're being salty, you're like, how did they get the promotion? They barely know how to do their job. You know why? Because they advocate for themselves. They advocate for themselves, and they are pushing forth that they are the best person to do the thing, whatever the thing is, right? So you have to remember that, and you have to try to repeat that same type of positivity and repeat that same type of behavior. So maybe you could pick up something from them. Maybe they're the person who is throwing out new ideas in meetings. Even if those ideas suck, maybe them saying those ideas and giving their thoughts and opinions during meetings is what's making the managers, say, you know what? Such and such, we may need to consider them for a promotion next time. Or, you know what, sometimes they have decent ideas. Let's talk to them a little bit more and see if we can give them some coaching and development. Even though they're not the most competent, they are confident and they're opening their mouths and they're being seen by those who are in power, right? You have to shape what you want and shape your experience in such a way so that people understand why you're here. You belong here. They need to not question that. And again, if you don't advocate for you, who else will? So I don't want to hear people saying anymore what I usually hear from clients when I talk to them. Well, I want this position and I've done the stuff they're talking about, but I'm just a blank, right? I'm filling the blank, whatever the I'm just a is. It could be, but I'm just an administrative assistant, or I'm just a coordinator. But I'm just a person without a degree. None of that matters. You have to remember, it is 2023. Everyone, it's free game, okay? It's free game. You've got to be out here hustling, and you've got to advocate for yourself. Stop being just a fill in the blank and say what you know how to do, what you can do, and what you're bringing to the table when it comes to what you're trying to accomplish, okay? So stop with the I'm just a. And I'm going to repeat that line again. How we define ourselves with words shapes our actions. The longer you perpetuate the I only do this, or I only do, you're going to keep breathing life into that and walking that same walk. If you want something better, You've got to say something better about yourself. You've got to change your mindset and speak about yourself highly so that other people will fall in line. So another line that I read that resonated with me as well was, how we think and feel informs what and how we create. That also stuck out because not only is it about having the confidence and being outward with that confidence, but you have to think about how you feel throughout the day and what you're thinking about yourself throughout the day. Are you looking in the mirror and you're like, oh gosh, I'm so overweight. Oh gosh. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. You have to look in the mirror and say, like, flip the way you look at it. Instead of being like, oh my gosh, I'm so overweight. Oh my gosh, I'm so broke. You have to get up, look at yourself and say, you know what? I am overweight right now, but that's only for right now. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to take a walk. I'm going to go around the block. I'm going to come back. This year's going to be my year. I'm going to land that role this year. I'm grateful I woke up this morning. Whatever is more positive, you need to have your mind on that instead of the constant negative or thinking about what you don't have or what you're not doing and what you're not getting paid. What are you doing to change it, right? If you're not getting paid, you're not getting the fulfillment, leave. Stop lingering and wallowing in your sadness. Now, I'm also the person who feels like sometimes people are selling the idea of gratitude when they should be telling people to make changes. Stop being so gracious. Stop being so humble. Make a change. Be more positive. Think about what it is that you want, if it's something different from what you have right now, and then get up and go do what it is that you need to do to get that. You want to make more money? Let's figure out how you can make more money. Is it starting a side business? Is it selling, the paintings you've been making? Is it you need to go out for another position or leave the company that you're with? I don't care that you've been there 20 years. I mean, unless you've got a good pension coming or something. So don't leave the pension. Don't leave the pension if your job still gives pensions. But stuff like that. Stop sitting around being gracious and humble. Yes, you can have gratitude, but don't be complacent. Being complacent paired with being gracious, paired with being humble, just sounds like doormat to me. Stop being a doormat, stop being dormant, and stop being complacent. You want more, you got to get up and go get it because nobody's going to come bring it to you. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind as well. And all of that ties into what I said at first, because you have to remember confidence. You can be confident and gracious. You can be confident and not so humble, but still a little humble because you need a little humility here and there, right? Just a little sprinkled on. But you've got to start moving through the world and through rooms like somebody owes you something. People always tell you nobody owes you anything. They don't. They really don't. But you at least need to move through the room as if someone does. Move through the room as if you already have the thing that you want, because it makes a difference. When you go in these interviews, they won't be intimidating anymore when you start thinking about things in this way. Half the time you interview, the person interviewing you knows less than you, right? They know less than you as far as how to actually do the job. I've experienced that a million times. I've interviewed with directors, VPs, C-suite executives. They can do their job, right? They do their higher level stuff. But when it comes to me doing the thing that I'm going to be paid to do, they don't know how to really do it. They know how to manage a team, stuff like that. So don't go in there being so negative towards yourself, and go in there with some more confidence. The last thing I want to say is people treat you like you treat yourself. So set the tone, set that bar so that people know how to treat you. If you go around second guessing yourself all day and being scary, they're going to second guess you too. And the minute you have an idea, they're going to dismiss it. So when it comes to the workplace, when it comes to, let's say you're in some sort of group activity outside of work, you have to communicate in such a way that you are firm in what your stance is and that you know what you're talking about. Don't be rude, because if you end up being wrong, then you'll just look silly. But, that confidence part and that requiring people to respect you when you communicate, and requiring that people actually open their ears and listen to you when you speak. it takes practice and it takes time. You have to set the tone. You know, you dismiss yourself all the time, they're gonna come and dismiss you too. So you have to be mindful of that, because people don't forget these things. It matters when it comes to interviewing. It matters when it comes to business. If you want people to come in and respect you at a certain level, you have to carry yourself as so. You have to cut people off when they need to be cut off. Work friends, best friends, whoever. End the nonsense. Make sure that people understand that you're not a game. You're not to be played with. You're not to be tossed to the side like a used up toy. You are a person who is competent. You are confident. You are not overly humble. And you know what you're talking about. And you command respect. And you deserve to make the money that you make. And you deserve to be here. All of these things, my mind was just kind of circulating around that. And part of the reason why I've been trying to pick up on reading a little bit more than I do typically is because you got to create the life that you want. You've got to make the money that you want to have the life that you want, because nothing is free. You cannot take gratitude and humility to the bank. That doesn't serve as a form of currency. So the work that we do on ourselves, it has to be both physical and mental, because all of these things play into our long-term success. Remember, confidence, you need a dose of that. If it's lacking, which a lot of people are lacking that, even me sometimes, I am not above it, okay? I second guess myself sometimes, especially in the workplace, because I've been on this position for about a year. I second guess myself sometimes, or I'll delay responding to an email because I just kind of want to disappear into the background. You can't do that. You cannot do that, or you just can't do it too much. It's okay to do it sometimes, but you can't do it all the time, because then people will forget you. People will be like, why is she here? When it's time for layoffs and stuff, sometimes they're like, we don't even really know what this person does, so we can let them know, because you're not speaking up and speaking highly of your value. So I want you all to keep that in mind. That was my little soapbox speech for the day. It's important on your resume and in real life when you're talking to people. Make sure that you are confident, be clear, don't be overly humble and overly gracious. We are not gracious for BS, okay? We are gracious for life and all those things, but we are not gracious for your BS, and we are not gracious for being underpaid and undervalued. We get up and we take our business elsewhere, and we take our skills elsewhere, because we're an asset. All right. So that's all I have for you today. Tell me what your thoughts are, or what your experience has been with your confidence. Have you been on a journey to become more confident? Are you trying to, insert yourself more at work so that you get better outcomes or more money? Let's talk about it. I think it's a really good topic. It kind of gets me outside of just the talking to y'all about the resumes and such, or talking to y'all about my notary work. But I think it's helpful. I hope it's helpful. If not, just act like you didn't see this video. But thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.